Ladies and gentlemen, we're back in the Real Deal Talk studio. Epic 60, February 21st. Fighter interviews, but right now, sitting in front of me is not one of the active fighters currently. He is world-renowned ring announcer, Carlos, the Roaring Lion Kremer. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the studio. Welcome back to the studio, my friend, sitting face to face. Look at him. We're both in here. We both brought the mics in. We're leaning in.
It's like we're ready to go arm wrestling.
Let's go.
Right? Or power slap.
Power. That's psychotic, dude.
It is.
What are these guys?
It doesn't seem, it seems okay for a minute or so,
Yeah.
or watching a couple of them, but to watch an entire night of that,
But it's but it's taking over. I'm hearing right now it's one of the largest sports worldwide, right?
Yeah. That's what
Jason,
Dana was saying, too. Big moneymaker, right, Jason?
This is and I'm looking at this, and I'm like, because you're guaranteed concussions.
Yeah.
100%.
Right.
100% guaranteed.
Right.
Who would do this?
A major car wreck on your brain.
Like,
every
why?
time.
Why would people? I don't understand. Anyway, how do we get on this?
Hey, brother, I want to say thank you for having me back.
Of course.
Always special with me and you. We always tear it up and have a great time doing it. Thank you, too, for all that you've done for Epic and the fighters. With you working with Jason, you guys are really giving the fighters a platform that they've never had before to brand themselves, right? To promote themselves, market themselves that we never had before, and you are a huge part of that. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, man. And it's believe me, Carlos and ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure. And it's funny that you mentioned that because at first Jay called me kind of in a pinch. Hey Jay, we gotta interview some fighters. Our other studio's down. We can't do it. Can you step in a pinch? And I'm like, well, how long are the interviews? They're like 10 minutes. I'm like, dude, 10 minutes? I go for 2 hours. What am I going to do in 10 minutes? I'm like, you know what? Let me look at it as a challenge to see if I can dig out some gold in 10 minutes of someone's story.
Right.
And so I jumped in a pinch, said, all right, let's give it a shot. Brought in Cruz, the best producer on planet Earth, Andy Cruz Productions, behind the 500 cameras that are on us right now, the audio, the mic, everything. He's the one who edits. He does everything. So Cruz Productions, Andy Cruz, I can't shout him out enough. He's just the nicest guy in the world as well. So the funny that you mentioned that, man. I've seen this. I see fighters in a whole new light now.
Right. That
I'm a part of their journey, and I'm giving this platform. I feel so blessed and honored to be given that platform by God to say, hey, I need you to give my sons and daughters a platform,
right,
to help them.
Right.
So
this is the evolution of, fighting in general. But like when we started, I think I started with Jason. He gave me an opportunity like Epic 8, maybe around there. And to see the growth and see the potential and see the champions that have already been built by Epic and making a major impact on the world of combat sports.
Oh, yeah.
It's truly amazing. And you go to an Epic, like we're having this one February 21st, you never know who you're going to see in the crowd, but you're going to see a lot of celebrities and a lot of big names in the fight business.
Oh, yeah. I tell you, the first one I went to, Jay, because I interviewed Jason on my podcast. That's how I got. I didn't know anything about Epic Fighting. I knew nothing, but I heard about him because we followed each other on Instagram, and I said, this dude looks like somebody I want to interview.
Right.
Brought him in. We tore it up, man. It was one of the most amazing. So if you guys want to see a long-form interview that's just incredible, not only Carlos and I tore it up for 2.5 hours. Your interview was just phenomenal. By the way, by the way, remember your introduction? So he did an introduction on the mic of JD, and he blew the mic. This was before you, Andy. The mic blew.
Never been done, you said. Before.
Never been done. The mic, we actually had to stop production and redo the mics because he blew the mic. That's how freaking much he roars on the mic. It's unreal. Dude,
thank you. I was going to say, I appreciate that. And while you were talking about Jason Stewart, friends, please follow him on Instagram and every other social media platform because you're in for quite a ride there.
You are
totally entertaining page, and it appeals to whether you want to make money, whether you want to live a happy life, whether you want to push yourself athletically, spiritually. It's really, really been a great journey with Jason as well.
Yeah, and guys, if you want to be surrounded by lots of hot women, follow his thing as well. You might want to see take some notes. Let's see what's going on. And
that is true.
Oh, yeah.
100%
it's like,
true.
What is going on here? He is good looking, though, and his hair is just, I think it's the hair. Is it the hair? I think it's the locks.
The hair is fantastic.
It is fantastic. It's actually
magnificent,
legendary.
actually.
It's legendary.
Yeah,
it's legendary hair. There's nothing like it on the planet that exists with Jason Stewart's hair. Look at him. Look at him in the beard. Look at the beard now.
Right there. Yeah.
Look at the beard now. And he's got a perfect beard. He's got the blonde highlights in it. Did you notice this? You and I got the gray.
No. Right.
Right. He's over here. He's got the brown and the matching blonde highlights. Did you actually color those?
No, that's natural.
You're lying, dude. He actually, folks, he does highlights on his beard now.
Right.
That's how concerned he is with his looks.
Oh, my beard's lightening up. It's because it's longer. It's getting sun. I guess.
Is there any grays in there?
Yeah, I have grays all throughout the whole thing, more in the front.
You don't have enough, though. You don't have enough.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming. But Jay looks great.
But straight up,
keeping it up.
To piggyback what you're saying, Carlos, Jason is just one of the greatest guys I've ever met in my life. Because I thought he was, when I met him, I thought he was just going to be this cocky, kind of arrogant guy, and he should be. He has every right to be because he's just got it all.
Right.
And but he's the most down to earth, straightforward, non-cocky, non-arrogant guy. He's just a good dude that cares about people, cares about making an impact, and that's what epic fighting is all about, making an impact. Speaking of impacts, man, the impact that you've made in your career and your life is just absolutely. Speaking of legendary, it's legendary, and you've traveled all around the world. Tell us about where and so was Jason one of the first opportunities you had to be a ring announcer? Tell me about that.
Yeah, Jason Stewart is the reason why I'm here today as an international cage announcer. He gave me my first opportunity to cage announce when his cage announcer couldn't make it that night. He's like, Los, do you think you can do this? I'm like, I know I can do this, brother. Let's go. And he's like, you know what? I believe in you. Let's do it. I was interviewing fighters in Ventura County. They were having fights over there, and I was doing a lot of things behind the scenes for MMA, commentating as well, which I did for Epic, but not cage announcing. So when he gave me that, and that, for people out there, cage announcing is a very special niche.
It is. It is.
It really is. It's hard to get into. It's hard to get work, and it's hard to stay active.
Yep.
There's very few people in the world that are actively making a living off cage announcing.
Right.
So for those of you out there who have some passion and want to go a different direction in mixed martial arts, I highly recommend it. Start out with local shows. Get with a guy like Jason who's changed so many lives along the way. It's not only the athletes' lives that he's changed and their families' lives, but he's changed their commentators' lives and their cage announcers' lives. So for him, I am always grateful to Jason Stewart.
And to keep piggybacking once again on this, because we can't overstate this enough. Of the impact that Epic's fighting has. This is not just the cage where the guys fighting, yay, let's go. The amount of lives, to your point, that are directly and indirectly being affected by giving these guys, these kids, an opportunity to live out their passion, to live out their calling. And everybody that's now intertwined with that, from the guys in the corners, the trainers, the gyms that are now getting publicity.
Yes.
That are getting shout outs.
Huge.
Trainers that are getting, it's
never happened before.
Never
happened. This is evolution of social media, just taking off hand in hand in what Jason's doing. And if you see an Epic event, you're going to not only go to that event, but you're going to go to all of them from there on out. They're addicting. It's just an atmosphere of a full show. And you can bring the family too.
Yes.
It's just, it hits all boxes for entertainment. It's not just fighting, it's everything. It's the atmosphere, it's the show, it's the drama. And that's what I like to add when I get in the cage. I like to add drama. I want to make it as big a production as we can. And Jason and I have always been on the same sheet of music with that. He's always looked big picture.
Oh, yeah.
How do we deliver that big show? And I'll tell you what, I have been around the world all over, and I have got to say that Epic Fighting is by far the best amateur program in the world.
Wow.
Not just here in San Diego or California, in the world. That's what it's gotten to. There's a couple of thousand people at every event. It's crazy, and it's all done by Jason and the great team that he's surrounded himself with.
Yep, Harvey Castellano, the matchmaker.
Love Harvey.
Incredible guy.
One of the best matchmakers now in the business.
Oh, yeah.
Jason gave him his opportunity as well. I mean, Harvey is just lighting it up all over and has so many opportunities and brings so many great fighters into Epic too. And we don't really care where you're coming from, right? We've had guys fighting from Tahiti coming over here.
Yeah.
Giving them exposure, giving them the kind of, it's really a bucket list type thing too for these kids,
right?
Because most won't go pro,
correct?
But those who don't go pro still have 100 family members and friends in their gym in the crowd, right? They have the thrill of a fight, and moving forward in their career. It's really a special thing, but. I tell you what, the legitimacy and the pros that come out of here, I mean, it's really, really amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever had Killer Miller?
Killer Miller. No? Have I?
She was our champion. And
Juliana.
She won the Ultimate Fighter show at UFC.
I don't think I have.
Yeah.
She commentates for us.
She commentates as well. Yeah, she won the Ultimate Fighter.
Wow.
And is really amazing. Just incredible ground game. Wrestled a lot with your daughter. Actually, remember that show?
Taught my daughter once, yeah. She's the one that taught me how to do the handstands on the skateboard.
Are you serious?
And then I surpassed them.
That was her?
Juliana taught you how to do handstands on the
we hung out
skateboard?
one day and we did all kinds of fun stuff, and that was one of her little tricks.
What?
Yeah,
He told that story?
on your show.
Yeah, folks, if you want to get to know Jason Stewart, watch my interview, Real Deal Talk. Just search it on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. I'm everywhere. Real Deal Talk. Look for his interview, and then look for Carlos's interview. Like if you want to know Carlos's story, we dug all the way back to his story. Where he flies over to, was it Bahrain, Dubai, everything. That's where you're.
Everywhere. We've
Everywhere.
been to 35 different countries.
35 countries.
Eclipsing the UFC record. They're at 33 countries now visited and had events at. We're at 35. We're at 92 events.
Give your
had.
organization, the name is the
Brave Combat
Brave Combat.
Federation. Yeah, and it's run by, get this, the Prince of the Kingdom of Bahrain.
Come on.
Yes.
I
His
remember
Highness
this
Sheikh
now.
Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa decided he wanted to have a fight promotion and wasn't worried about anything except aligning the best talent he feels on the planet to make these shows and give fighters from over 95 nations already opportunity in the cage. So we go country to country every month, finding their best fighters, cultivating and giving these fighters the props they deserve. They're already national heroes, and we make them worldwide heroes.
Wow.
So it's really something special. But that was the evolution from Epic that I had, is I went right into Brave Combat Federation at Brave 1.
Yes.
And we're now at 93 coming up. So
wow.
It's been an incredible journey. They asked Brave President about earning money. What if you don't have ticket sales? All that. He's like, we're not concerned with that. We want to change the landscape of mixed martial arts.
Wow.
And how do you even compete with that, right?
Yeah. Because
they're not concerned on ticket sales
not at all.
or merchandise.
Because he has all the money that he would ever need.
Exactly.
Right. So when that's the case, it's like you can't put it like, then you know the real motive.
And a huge shout out to His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa for changing an incredible amount of lives as well. More lives than I've ever seen. Wow. This man is truly selfless. He's a fighter himself. He had a boxing match, so he called me up and said, "Will you announce my boxing match?" I'm like, "Your Highness, of course, I'll be there." So went to Bahrain to do that. He's had MMA fights, and he's truly a fighter for fighters.
Yes.
So and that's exactly what Epic is as well. Fighters for fighters. Jason's been there. He knows the sacrifices that it takes. He knows how hard it is on people's families. He knows everything about the process. And that's one thing, as I go around the world, I see promotions not respecting their fighters like they should be. Treating them as if they're cattle. And they're just going to take the hottest ones.
Exploiting them.
Yes, and not worry about the others. And that's totally not what we're looking for in this sport. If we want to truly grow this sport and make a difference, we have to treat every fighter with the same respect as the next guy.
And going along this vein of conversation, Because you got an insane schedule.
Yeah.
Like you are traveling. Give me 1 month of life in Carlos. Let's start there. Give me a month of your normal flow of where you're going, when you're going, how many you're announcing. Give me 1 month of flow.
Yeah. It truly depends on the month, but
give me like one of your busier months.
Yeah. On any typical month, I could go to Bahrain. They can have anywhere from 2 shows to 4 shows. I've been gone as long as a month at a time.
Yeah.
Like when we go to Morocco, maybe earlier in the month, and then we're going to go to China later in the month. I mean, the schedule is crazy, and I have to thank my wife, Tekka Thompson, who is my rock and my hero and my superstar.
Come on.
Because not only has she been the soul and the rock for the family, we have a disabled daughter. She's blind and autistic, and we say things happen in life for a reason.
Right.
Best thing in my life ever.
I remember
it's totally changed me. MMA, for one, changed me, right? Once you start working out, once you start doing jiu-jitsu, and once you start competing and you're realizing, I'm not actually as tough as I thought I was, right? It has a great way of humbling everybody. And she has just been the rock that I couldn't do this without her.
Yeah.
So, Crimson is my daughter's name. Love her to death. Shout out, Crimson.
Yes.
Daddy loves you. And she is, amazing, but 24/7.
Yeah, 24/7.
I mean that 24/7. So if, I thought I knew what patience was. I was a captain in the Marine Corps, a pretty good leader back in the day. But, man, it really not only humbles you, but it takes everything in life and puts in perspective.
Yes, yep.
JD, it's like nothing's more important than taking Crimson to the park right now.
Yeah.
Nothing's more important than getting her ready to take her to Big Brother's basketball game. And, it's truly that. And it hit me later in life because I got married later in life. So I truly, value those moments more than ever. And like she insists, she's still very young, but she's like, I'm like, where's Daddy sleeping tonight? And she's like, upstairs in my room with me. I'm like, okay, you got it, Crims. So we have our full program, and every Friday I take her to the Escondido swap meet that she loves.
She loves that.
Loves that. But anyway, it's just made such a difference. So I want to help out as much as I can. Everybody out there has their own story.
Yep.
We all have our own challenges.
Yep.
Mine just happens to be with a visually impaired and autistic, incredible little girl. So there's a eye institute in Germany. I don't know if I mentioned to you before, but they do light therapy.
Yep.
And it's supposed to help her case. She has optic nerve hypoplasia, so her eyes just a little optic nerve, a little too small to let in light.
Yep.
And she was deemed blind. But I taught her how to swim. I put a water bottle next to the pool one day, and she reached out and went. And I didn't tell her it was there.
Yeah. So
And
she sees something.
Then I kicked a ball, a big yoga ball on the grass, long way away. She couldn't know where it is. She went right up and found it.
Wow.
So we took her to the doctors, and they're like, oh, our bad. She's not 100% blind. She can see shapes or shadows or something. And then so we called back the Eye Institute, and they were like, okay, we can work with her.
Okay.
So
Great.
that's exciting.
Yeah.
So we're going to Germany this summer.
Wow.
To help the Crimson campaign to see. So it's really, really exciting. And like even last night, she's like, Daddy, is my cup red? And her cup was red.
Yeah. Wow.
And I'm like, I just get teary eyes.
Yes.
One day, man, if she could see me, my face, and how
Yes.
much I love her and all that, it's
that
just,
beautiful face of
it's
yours.
all over. It's
Yes.
all
Oh,
over,
my
man.
gosh.
Yeah.
Amazing. So
everything in perspective now. Right?
Everything, dude.
And like my son, they're like, we don't have an 8th grade basketball coach. I'm like, I'll coach, no problem.
Lord.
I don't want him to blow a season.
Were they
right?
ready for the Roaring Lion on the basketball?
Oh, you know what? I don't think they were, but they were. Yeah. So they're doing awesome at St. Mary of Escondido,
Amazing.
and we've won 2 in a row. And London is now almost 6'4".
Wow.
Jay saw him. I don't think you saw him. I'll
No.
introduce you. 8th grade, 6'4".
What?
270. It's a monster.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I've got him like chief and one
Is he
flew
doing
over
football
the
too?
cuckoo's nest. I'm like, just lob it into London, and go for it. Yeah, he's loves football.
Yeah.
and he wants to go to St. Augustine, the Saints
Wow.
next year.
Yeah.
All boys Catholic school. I went to Crespi Carmelite High School in the Valley.
Yeah.
It's now coached by Derek Fisher.
Yep.
Has Matt Barnes' twin sons over there. But I have to give a shout out to Crespi Carmelite High School. I wouldn't be also where I am today without that education. All boys Catholic high school in LA. And man, I still have those friends to this day.
Wow.
From that experience. So
Wow.
London wanting to go to a similar type school really, really touched me.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. So he's going to play football and basketball for them.
Incredible. All right, so you're pretty much saying it the whole interview, but I want you to we're going to focus on this. Because we got to land the plane here, unfortunately.
Yep. Always a pleasure.
Oh man, I want to keep going. So, but and by the way, we're going to put 2.0 long form with you. Let's put it on the schedule for the next month or two. Let's get one out. Let's go at it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Because
it's
been a couple
make it a
years.
regular thing, right?
Yes.
Maybe a quarterly interview.
Yeah, let's get on certain. What we'll
great.
do is we'll get, because now if you want the backstory, go to my other one. Watch you. We went to your backstory. We know everything, wifey, all the stuff.
Yeah.
But then now let's just move forward and do long formats on just this type of a riff where we're just kind of flowing from topic to topic, or maybe bringing up certain topics.
And don't forget, when I talk about Brave Combat Federation, if you haven't heard of them,
Yeah.
like Hamzat Chimaev, probably the baddest man in MMA right now, is from Brave.
Yes.
Done many of his fights. Ilia Topuria, who's a UFC champion, he's from Brave. Muhammad Makayev, who just got cut by Dana because they said he was a little out of hand, even though he's undefeated. He's like 36-0 between his amateur and his pro record. But Dana cut him, saying he was hard to work with. So he's back in Brave. I mean, we have monstrous guys over there. And the mentality, because we have a lot of guys from Dagestan and other parts of the world like that, these guys are starting at 5 years old now. And they're just putting them in wrestling camps and MMA training and type of attitude where I'd rather die than tap.
Yes.
It's a different fight when you're going against a guy with that mentality.
Totally. Oh my gosh.
So yeah, so that's what makes those fights so incredibly entertaining. And our president there, Mohammed the Hawk Shahid's a former fighter as well, just like Jason was, and he just knows how to pick talent.
Yep.
So if he can, he finds somebody who's got the talent, they may not even have to have the star power yet or the big name on, social media. If they have the heart and the right attitude, we'll find you.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's land the plane with this topic. I want you to just go a little bit further, and because your schedule is unbelievable, your home life with your daughter. I know that your wife has had some health challenges as well. If you want to know the whole story about Carlos, I can't tell you enough. Go back and watch the interview. He breaks it down about his wife and her. She's just a warrior in the trenches, battling like no one has ever seen before. Because I can distinctly remember you telling the story about it. There's no stronger person on this planet than your wife.
I would have tapped out a long time ago. She was throwing up every 7 to 10 days every month when it was that time of the month. Endometriosis. I never knew. Guys don't know how bad this is for women.
Yeah.
And like 1 in 10 women have this.
Jeez.
But doctors can't see it, so they don't really believe it. And when she was doing that, we thought, wow, and then you have a blind daughter is hearing mommy throw up, like literally every 20 minutes. And it was a dark, dark time for us for a while, not the great atmosphere for London too. We pulled together. We were always tight as a family, and we thought we made it through the darkness, right? And then we went to the doctor, and he said, well, she needs now her spine operated on and spacers put in, and her neck, spacers put in her neck, or she could go paralyzed. And we're like, when is it going to end? But we believe, we fought through, and now she's had both. She has 3 spacers in her neck, 2 in her back, and the doctor said it was the worst back he's ever seen.
Are you serious?
And he's performed like 9,000 surgeries. I go, Doc, it's not worse than like Ray Lewis, right? Who played linebacker for 20 years in the NFL. It's not worse than that, right? Because I wanted to get a feel of, are you just telling me this or what? He goes, it's way worse than anything he's ever seen. So she was at like 2%, and they corrected her up to 34%. So they straightened her up like an inch too.
Wow.
So just hats off to the medical staff, medical team, UCSD, La Jolla. They rock. And
Incredible.
through my challenges, my cardiologist has kept me going.
Yeah.
We know the stories about that.
Yep. Again, the whole story is on my interview with you. You told it all. Your story, your challenges, health challenges, and this guy, look at him. He's a testament of what it's all about to stay in the fight. We call it stay in the fight, ladies and gentlemen. No matter what happens, no matter how hard it is, no matter what obstacle, how high the mountain is, how tough it is, keep going. Stay in the fight.
I like that. That's like a great little clip. Stay in the fight.
Stay. And I got this.
Right?
I'm going to give one of my pastors, Marco Contreras from my church. That was his message last week. Stay in the fight.
Yeah.
Stay in the fight.
So that couples with what you're doing at Real Deal Wellness Center.
That's right. Correct.
I mean, everything you were showing me today is way better. I mean, you have way more equipment than you've ever had.
Oh, yeah.
You've got infrared. You've got halotherapy. You've
red light therapy.
Red light therapy.
Cryotherapy. You just did a little compression therapy. How good did that feel on the legs?
Felt great.
If you stay consistent with compression therapy alone, that's it. Your life will change.
So, ladies and gentlemen, get over here on Convoy.
Yep.
Can you give the address?
Yeah,
for
so
everybody?
it's 7377 Convoy Court, realdealwellness.net. So if you want to know information about us, I'm Real Deal JD on Instagram. I actually never shout that out, so that's cool. But realdealwellness.net, go to the website. I have every single thing about all the stuff that we do. I have the history, the science, and everything you could possibly need or want to know of how the body can naturally heal itself. And it's through extreme cold, extreme heat, extreme pressure, and then low-level laser therapy, a.k.a. red light therapy. Just sit in a booth for 20 minutes, put on some sunglasses, and breathe in some halo dry salt therapy to clean out your lungs. Basically, what we've designed here is our own little anti-aging clinic.
Yeah.
And it's $99 a month to have unlimited access. You can come in every freaking day for $99 a month.
Unheard of.
Unheard of. It's actually never unheard of.
Yeah, it really is.
Never been done.
We've been all over. We know prices of different things.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably at least 1/3 of anything you've ever seen.
100%.
Right?
At least.
Yeah.
I heard a guy just came in the other day. This new place opened up in Rancho Bernardo. And their founders, they made it this very, very special price, was $400 a month. Right. We're at $99 a month, but theirs was a founder's price. So their normal price is like $800 a month for what we have.
Wow.
So anyway, we'll go on and on, but thank you for the shout out on that.
Of course.
Carlos,
check it out. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen, because once we hit our older age,
yes.
right, you get into your 40s.
40
50s,
plus.
Yep. You need to do whatever you can because, like myself, I never knew I'd be hit with this barrage of health issues.
Yep.
I've had 30 surgeries through my life, as we've talked about, from various things, from football, etc. But never did I think I'd have the challenges that I am with my heart.
Yep.
So everybody's going to have something in their life they're going to have to go against. So start it now. Start it early.
Start the program now. Just come in 2 days a week, 1 day a week. You're going to move the needle.
Yeah.
Get some pressure, get some cold, get some heat therapy. Infrared sauna is the number one way to fight off heart disease and all-cause mortality. Infrared sauna, we have 2 of those. We have 2 red light booths. So I can't stress enough. And it's very simple. I've designed things, made it as simple as possible. Anybody can sit in a chair, sit in a booth, or stand in a chamber for 20, 25 minutes. That's all you got to do. Perfect. And you're going to move your health in the right direction. You're actually going to slow down the aging process. Period.
Cryotherapy's what? 3 minutes.
3 minutes. 3 minutes. That's it. I do 5, but I'm pretty psycho when it comes to that. I love freaking freezing my ass, 120, 150 below zero in there. But then the endorphins, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin. It's the number one way to fight off anxiety and depression is getting a cryotherapy booth 5 days a week. You won't have any anxiety or depression. It's gone.
Real Deal Wellness.
That's right. Real Deal Wellness. All right. Let's finish on this.
Yep.
Every day, your schedule, it's insane. When you wake up and you're like, man, I don't know if I got it today. What triggers in the head says, what's driving you? Why?
Every day I wake up, my daughter wakes up, and I go, how did the prettiest girl in the world sleep last night? And she goes, I slept good. I'm ready to have a great day. And I don't care what's on your mind, what you're going through as a parent or individual or whatever. How can you have a bad day with that? It's the most uplifting, special thing in the world. She's the happiest little girl. And just the small things make her so happy. And that's really, she breaks it down in life for me because it's not about what we're doing. It's about how we're helping people and what we're doing for others. And it all comes around for full circle.
And the main word, you said it earlier, perspective.
Right.
Perspective. We're here one time, ladies and gentlemen.
That's it.
One time. Are you going to spend the entire time that you're here worrying about the future, worrying about this, looking in the mirror, bringing up your past, pointing fingers, blaming other people, blah, 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 wah, wah, wah? Or are you going to put in perspective your daughter every day puts in perspective for you? You've said it best.
Right.
Incredible.
And take accountability and move on.
Yes.
Don't be worried with, oh, I don't want to say I'm sorry, or I don't want to. That's all BS, ladies and gentlemen. Just own it, move on, set goals, and go after life.
That's it.
So we don't, like we said,
Make
only
it happen.
one time around. That's it.
Make it happen. Make a
it
difference.
happen.
Make a
You
difference.
should put that down. You did. Make it happen.
Make a difference.
There we go.
And make no excuses. That's the key.
Love it. Love it.
Make no excuses.
Yes.
Because everybody has an excuse bag.
Yep.
They reach in the excuse bag over and over and over. And ladies and gentlemen, write this quote down. Get out the pen right now or put out your notes on your phone. Excuses are crutches for the weak.
Yes.
Let's
Very
go.
powerful. Love that. Love that. But there's always a reason, right?
Oh,
always a reason not
always.
to further your education, or always a reason not to work out, always a reason not to go and better your health.
Yep.
You have to just be focused, laser-like, and say, I'm taking care of everybody else. Now I'm taking care of me.
Correct.
Because if
Yep.
we're gone, then it's
That's
bad
it.
news for
That's
the
it.
others who love us.
Make it happen, ladies and gentlemen. When in doubt, make it happen. That's it.
I wanted to add one thing,
Go
JD,
ahead.
if I
Yes.
can. I've been in insurance, ladies and gentlemen, for like 28 years.
Oh, that's right.
And
Yes.
This has been the worst insurance economy
Yes.
that we've ever had. And carriers like State Farm are pulling out of the
Yep.
state. We had the LA fires and everything, and it's a real worry to people. So if you can catch me on social media, the Roaring Lion, Carlos Kremer, on Instagram, I will help you with your insurance. If you don't have homeowners insurance, we have options for you. I'm with Farmers Insurance, and we're opening up. We're not leaving anywhere. And if we can't write you with Farmers, we have other options to write you. But the main thing is that you're taken care of, because people don't even know where to go right now.
Exactly. Because it's a disaster.
Disaster.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
I know this because of businesses that I have now of getting insurances. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. So Carlos the Roaring Lion Kramer, Instagram, hit him up, and he's just a nice, as you can tell, the nicest guy ever, dude. It's been an honor, a pleasure. Thanks again. I want to keep going.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, I love you, man. You're one of the greatest guys.
Love you too. We'll see you at Epic, and let's do this quarterly.
Let's do it.
All
Epic
right.
60 coming up. And by the way, the ticket is worth just watching him, his passion in the ring. There's nobody that puts on a better show in the ring as a ring announcer. But I got to shout out my boy. But my tall 6'10" guy, Kaz.
Kaz. Yes.
Let's shout out Kaz.
Yep.
We love you, bro.
Yep.
He was on here.
Yep.
Great guy. Amazing guy.
Doing amazing things.
Amazing
too, so
things.
Keep that up, Kaz. You're kicking butt.
You're crushing it, dude. We love you. But Carlos the Roaring Lion Kramer is a spectacle in the ring when it comes to fight night. So come out and watch my man, Epic 60, Friday the 21st. Carlos, love you. Real Deal Talk. Welcome back. Let's go. That's a wrap.
All right. Thank you, brother.
Give him
for
a
having me.
growl.